There we go. Hello, and welcome to another scene in World of Darkness. Dublin and Darkness and... Fucking... Jesus Christ, throw the whole scene away.
No.
Welcome, one and all, citizens of the undead realm. Tonight we feast in the halls of Dublin. Take it away, Kim.
That's one way to do it. Yeah. I don't know where the fuck we are. We didn't really get around to talking about where we was gonna be. And I don't think we have a haven yet, so I can't really set it at the haven. I don't know. It could be something along the lines of either after that big scene where all the packs were together and they kind of like talked for a moment or two where about what they were going to do for the Chantry, or oh Jesus Christ, whatever Tim's characters Zorana had for their just kind of call of the other pack members. My brain is like not here at the moment. If she wanted to call them, be like, hey, meet us here, we got a new person. Or as in the side chats going on, there's apparently an abandoned convenience store that we could go and start this in.
Yep, that's where we're kind of set up for the moment. A text has gone out to both Wade and Lola that just reads, I found a stray. He seems all right.
Oh, Lola, see. We have a destination. Let us go.
All right. What purpose are we doing? Are we fulfilling?
We're going to meet Zorana. He has a stray. He looks all right.
A stray? And what context does this stray pertain to us?
I don't know. We just got a text. She's ducked us. So we go. Let's go.
Fine, lead the way, Wade. I'm half sure he walks around in that kind of dance-like manner.
I mean, Wade has performance.
There you go.
But yes, they will eventually go to the convenience store.
Yeah. I figured that was our haven for the moment.
Abandoned convenience store.
Nothing could go wrong.
Nothing at all can go wrong. Yeah, so as they're on their way to the convenience store, Zorana and Rash are probably just now getting there. Zorana did drive. Yeah, how do you feel about being in a car?
He just he sat there, looked at the car, and was like, I don't. What is this? Like I understand what cars are, but these are not kind of. This is not a car. The other cars were not like this.
It's a newer car. I don't know whose car this is, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's one that we found, and we appropriated it.
I'm not a child. I know you stole the car.
We appropriated the car.
You stole the car. There was no appropriation. It was thievery.
Say what you will. We are... She says this with disgust in her voice. home. As it's a abandoned convenience store. She just looks at it with hate.
This is better than what I last called home.
Rash, I will have to firstly apologize to you for the state of repair that my home is currently in. However, it seems to have been straightened up. Thank you, Lola. A fine new rug as well. Please come in. Is there anything that you require of me as you enter my family's humble abode?
Emphasis on humble.
Her hatred of this place is well known.
No, there's nothing that I outrightly need that I can get here currently, unless you wish to take a trip out to a graveyard.
Your necromancy requires wraiths, yes? I believe that's what you call them.
My necromancy requires ritual materials.
She'll nod, and she'll say, very well then. I'm ensure that those are provided for you.
Just kind of squints his eyes, like seems like a trick or something like that. But he's not gonna say anything. He definitely doesn't seem like he trusts her all that well.
Yeah, Zorana will turn back and say, as a guest under my roof, will receive the best treatment that I can provide a guest.
In the convenience store, which is your home.
I twitch. Yes.
He will do this very I don't want to say sarcastic kind of bow, but that's kind of what it is. It's very like, you know, one arm against the stomach, the other one kind of goes out as he bows, and he's like, "Why?" Oh, I forgot this bitch has Touch of Frost. Woohoo.
They haven't actually touched, so it's fine.
Yeah, like I had just forgotten that. Me. Good.
In fact, Zorana has made she's put quite a bit of effort into making sure that she doesn't accidentally touch him.
Mm-hmm.
Also because it seems like he's rather opposed to that. The simple things that I will ask of you while you are under here, there are not very many things. Firstly, if you ever happen to bring trouble into this home, I would just ask that you let me know.
I can do that.
Also, if you conduct a ritual under this roof, I would just ask that I know what you're doing. Mostly so that way I can be prepared for what happens.
Nods his head. I can do that as well.
Fair enough then. I am, as you've already told me about your feeding peculiarities, we can certainly accommodate that, all of us.
Worst comes to worst, if I cannot get my hands on a body, then I can merely eat a nearby wraith, though they don't tend to enjoy that.
Still not. By the way, Wade and Lola can come in whenever. Zorana's just doing the Zamisi.
Okay. And after a short little while of conversation, Durana can definitely see the little, almost hop-skipping form of Wade come ever so closer, bit by bit. Ah!
And trailing behind Wade, with very much her obvious predator flaw marching behind him, is Lola, with just a look of musty dance everywhere.
Wade, hello. Wade, Lola, good evening.
Hello, doctors.
This is the new one that I would wish you to meet.
Wade will turn his attention to Rash.
Rash will just... Hello?
Hello, good sir.
If I may ask, how did this delightful person fall into our mindset?
The bishop found him,
Ah,
brought him in. It seems that, well, how much of your story would you wish to be told, Rash?
Considering I could just tell it myself?
Of course. I apologize. Go on then.
Two years after the end of World War II, my sire and I, of course, had, he'll throw up air quotes, joined the war simply because of the massive amounts of corpses that we could both feast upon and gain wraiths from, as well as use in any of our rituals that we needed. When that was over, 2 years afterwards, we were attacked by a group. All of them followers of Set.
I see.
We were both staked and then separated. When I next really came to, it was in a pit. And it was there. I have been a pet of the prince since then, until I was released not very long ago. I was kept as a body disposal for those the prince wanted gone.
Oh dear. Sounds like you had a rough time.
If one wishes to call it such, yes. He is actually still... well, okay. Did Zorana go and get him some new clothes?
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
Okay. Okay, then never mind. He's all cleaned up, so he doesn't look like he literally just came out of a pit he's been stuck in for 43 years. So, never mind, Zen.
One would call it. What would you call it then? I'm curious.
Rather... a time that allowed me quite a lot of introspection. And time to cultivate vengeance.
Now there's a topic we can all speak on. My apologies. Wade Madigan, a humble priest of our Dark Father, at your service.
I am Naram Amiri, though my nickname is Rash. A Nagaraja, at your service.
I can truly understand the mindset of vengeance myself. I am Lola.
It is good to meet you.
Now, Ram, if I might ask, what do you intend to do? Where do you intend to go? If reports are to be believed, the prince is a very powerful individual.
I plan to kill him. Eat him piece by piece, if I can. And in the meantime of doing that and finding him, I wish to find my sire once more.
Okay. Doctors, why was Naresh given to you?
I was the only one to volunteer to host him, at least for the moment.
Did the bishop say anything to expect anything?
He does, she does, expect within a month. Or, I'm sorry, I must ask. Do you prefer Rash or do you prefer Naram or Mr. Amiri?
Rash is fine.
Rash, it is then.
They simply told me to prepare Rash for proper induction within the sword in a month's time.
I see.
A month is not long to teach him all that he needs to know in order to meet.
Well, let's start off with a very, very basic concept. Rash, we are members of the Sword of Cain, and in the Sword of Cain we believe in the freedom of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people apparently have already decided that you are now part of the Sword of Cain. However, I generally don't follow these rules. And thus, I like to offer people their choice to join. Because, well, what good is anything if people are not volunteering of their own free will?
Don't mind
So
me, I'm just a spooky ghost.
Go away, or Rash will eat you.
I mean, they can fucking try.
I don't know. Wade's in his midst. Continue.
I would like to ask, Rash, do you wish to be a part of the sword?
I wish to get revenge on the prince.
Do you know what the sword is about?
Yes, to a point. We encountered some of the Sabbat and some of the Camarilla, myself and my sire, before we were captured.
But do you truly understand what it's about?
Not what you truly believe it is about. I see things from an outsider's perspective.
Yes, but has anyone actually sat down with you and talked to you about our beliefs?
No.
Do we still have some people laying around?
Let me check in the fridge. And she'll go to the back of the convenience store and see if they have any fresher bodies poked about. I do have one person, only a few hours old.
Anybody hungry?
Zorana will look to Rash and ask, "Are you?"
Ash just pulls out the hand he had kept in his pocket and bites off a fucking finger.
Snacking is important, but really, do you want to play with junk food or do you want a real meal?
I have already had my full. Thank you, though.
Important question, kids. What level of Auspex does everyone in the room have?
None.
2.
Aspects 2.
No, unfortunately. The magic number was 3. Continue.
God damn it. Jesus. Anyway.
This picture is totally unimportant. Continue.
Fucking Nos.
Fuck you, Nosferatu.
Sneaky. Anyway. As I was saying, Rash, if you haven't had a chance to actually talk with one of us before, then perhaps you haven't had a chance to really understand what we're about. Even if it's just you learning. Your opinion right now wouldn't be educated.
I
hell is
can't
moving
hear
around?
you.
Yeah, there's a lot of background noise going on, Maya.
Oh, sorry. I'll try to talk a little louder.
No,
Lola.
it's like you were moving the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Lola will look at Rash and be like, well, if you hadn't had a chance to truly talk to one of us and ask us about our beliefs, then any opinion right now wouldn't exactly be an educated one. You don't know, in a sense. So, question probably wouldn't be fair.
What kind of room are we all in?
It's an abandoned bodega.
The fuck is a bodega?
An
It's a
abandoned.
convenience store. You know what? I will pull up a picture of a bodega for you.
It's
An
all right, Maya.
abandoned convenience
Talking
store.
about.
If
Oh,
it's always a
convenience store.
bodega. The fuck?
Are there still human foodstuffs in this bodega?
No,
So-
it's like been long abandoned. It's basically like a closed business that like no one's moved back into.
Mhm.
Okay.
So there's like some rugs and like big wire cabinets and stuff, like a bodega.
All right. I have to do this voice just right, so bear with me a moment. From the counter behind you, the counter where the shop assistant would serve people, they'll hear a, "Oh, we honestly thought you'd all be dead by now. Oh, Oh, this is pleasant.
Okay, so
Excuse fucking you?
Zorana's eyes go wide, and she just looks at this dude. Firstly,
He's sitting.
I need
He's
to roll
sitting.
self.
Oh yes, by all means. Oh shit, yes, because he trespassed into your thing.
Yeah, no, this dude's gonna die if he doesn't start doing some talking. I will swing this motherfucker right here.
Let's go. Evan, this is a bodega for you on the side link. Thank you very much.
I approve. I now know. Okay. I now know
Bodega.
what these are. I approve. Continue.
I may spend willpower because I do not want a frenzy in front of my guest and potentially harm my guest.
That's
Yay.
right.
Does it set a difficulty or do I set a difficulty?
It's
Generally,
like
you set a difficulty. This sounds like a
It's-
7.
I was gonna say he's literally invaded the inner sanctum of your home without permission. This is a 7.
Yeah. Woo! I got one. I got the one.
You're pretty pissed, but you're able to control yourself.
She
Wait,
gets
is
Who
it.
the fuck are you?
Wade is gonna look at that and look at Zoran and just think, "Oh no."
Yeah. So Rash isn't stupid. He's just kind of looking at the Operetta Zorana too. Just kind of like, oh.
Let's say Lola is immediately at Zorana's right hand side. Hello, how can we help you?
Yeah. Zorana is out to sick the dogs.
My apologies. My name is Mask. It's very agreeable to meet you all.
I would
I
like
would
to say
normally
that
say-
this.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Go
Maya.
ahead. Zorana's head.
Yeah, Zorana's going to go ahead and say, normally I would say the same, but you have intruded upon my home without my permission. Speak.
Oh, I came here with a higher authority, sweetheart. Unless you choose to question Bishop Mariposa, but that's entirely up to you.
What business do you have here with us and information from the bishop? You obviously understand why this would be surprising to have you just come up
Oh,
into
yes.
our home.
Absolutely. My apologies. The bishop felt that it would be easier if I delivered this information privately rather than certain other parties being privy to it as they would be in the cathedral proper. You understand, I'm sure.
Of course, the bishop and their wisdom. Please relay your message.
Oh, thank you. Her Grace wishes to thank you all for your decision to aid us in the recapturing or the securing, if you will, of the Tribute Chantry. However, she wishes to make it abundantly clear that you, in this particular endeavor, are her representatives, and she would request that if over the course of your endeavors that you were to find a particular piece of bric-a-brac that she finds herself looking for, that you would keep it out of the possession and or eye of those packs who've agreed to assist you in this noble endeavor.
On a side note, I choose to point out that's fucking destroying my vocal cords, but it's okay.
Yeah, no, it was very difficult to understand you, but I got the gist. The bishop wants us to retrieve a very specific item
Yes.
from.
She doesn't want the other fuckers to know about it.
I choose to point out, and this is actually an important part of Mask as a character. He is intentionally hard to understand, so feel free to ask him all the time to repeat himself.
Okay, cool. Okay. So yeah, Zorana is just going to. Firstly, she's gonna look slightly annoyed because he broke the news to her pack before she could.
Lola will give slight side eye, raise eyebrow.
She'll say, "Yes, it was something I knew all of you would have some interest in. So I volunteered us to go and storm what the false vampires call the Chantry.
Huh.
Yes, needless to say, Her Grace the Bishop is most appreciative of this endeavor, and it has been noted.
What exactly would the bishop like us to find?
Oh, hmm. There are certain items in object located within the chantry proper that she desires. Mostly, I'm not exactly sure how to describe this other than, oh bother.
He's going to kind of hop up off where he's sitting on the counter, and he's going to draw. I'm going to assume that it's very. Is it dusty in here?
No. Lola just finished cleaning.
I mean,
She's
damn
proud
it.
for cleaning.
Which Zarana highly appreciates. You have no idea.
Is there a dustpan and brush that contains dust?
Yes, it's in the corner.
Excellent. He's going to walk over and basically kick dust onto your nice clean floor. For nothing.
I'm rolling self-control again.
Very obvious gasp from Lola.
That's going to be a much lower diff. That's going to be difficulty 5.
I'm gonna still spend a willpower because knowing my ass, I'm a botch and get a derangement or some shit.
Yeah, attacking the Nosferatu, telling us information.
It doesn't even care about that. She appreciates the information, but why did Homeboy have to violate hospitality twice? He could have not. She would have been cool.
You are not a smart man, it seems.
Either that or I'm just very confident in my abilities.
Certainly
Well,
one way
simply
to put it.
self-control.
Well, once again, it's not exactly like my life is worth anything, so I tend to live dangerously. It's the only way I can feel a thrill nowadays.
Huh.
You do live a dangerous life.
What exactly are you to Bishop Mariposa?
Well, I suppose in this particular circumstance, I'm her herald. In general, I'm her, what would the correct word be? Tech guy. I do computers. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Um,
And he would not suffice then.
he will.
So you,
Hmm?
so you work for the great and glorious Bishop, Her Grace. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, that's the reason that she sent me, because I'm apparently trustworthy.
So you represent her. Is that correct?
Yeah, in this particular instance.
In this particular instance, you represent her.
Let
See.
her know it.
I see.
Uh-oh.
I see.
If we may continue,
I see.
I do understand, Wade.
I'm
If we may
glad
continue,
Wade's gonna spend 2 points of blood into celerity to get it right up in Mask's face.
Okay. He doesn't appear. He doesn't appear phased at all. But hello.
Hello, Mask. If you represent the bishop, which you do in this case, I highly appreciate you bringing this to us. But next time, when you're done here next time, I would like to ask that you just honor us a bit and just ask to come inside. Would that be too much to ask?
Hi, Max. Let's roll some intimidation.
Sure. Do I get a bonus for showing my face on camera?
I mean, you are a scary mofo, mostly because you're tall. So yes, you can have a 1 dice tallness bonus.
Sweet.
Now Zarana's trying to keep from frenzying. Like,
1 success.
Okay. He appears to be a little bit shaken, but he squats on the floor after that, and you can see he bites his thumb so that it's actually enough to draw blood, a small trickle of it, and he kind of moves it over his thumb so he can sketch in the dirt with it. and he draws a symbol in the dirt that looks like the traditional view of the pitchfork, but not the pitchfork. Think Neptune's trident, so a very kind of U shape with prongs on top of each prong. Picture four of those together: one north, one south, one east, one west, and they interconnect in the center. And in the center, there's a circle.
Similar sounding signal.
And he will draw that on the floor, and he'll say,
From what I'm led to understand, there's a book in the chantry that has this particular symbol on it that Bishop Mariposa will be eternally grateful in the event you can acquire it for her very covertly.
I see. Wade licks his lips. Well, since we have offered our services, we will do our utmost to help the sword, won't we?
Of course.
I would imagine doing nothing less for the bishop and the sword and the Dark Father.
How wonderful. In that case, I'll get out of your hair now.
Yes. Please go.
Yes, I'll do that thing where I locomote and I am elsewhere. Very nice to have met you.
It's a pleasure, Mask.
he will basically leave via the front door very quickly.
Yeah, no, Zorana is actually going to, like, not follow him, but she'll show him the way out, as a gracious host is to do, and make sure that he actually fucking leaves.
Oh, he leaves.
Cute in the background, Lola being, I just fucking cleaned! Cleaning about again. Anxiously cleaning.
Lola, whilst I appreciate your initiative, please don't steal the word from our Ductus again.
I do understand.
In this instance, was fine, as I had to hold the beast back. You see, it is very difficult to maintain composure. It is something that I need to work on, obviously. I'm sorry you had to see me get so worked up, Rash.
You can't just let it go and ride a wave, you know? My apologies, Rash. It's just basic goings on here in the swords.
Yes, I know it is.
Yeah. So we are apparently going to raid the Tremere Chantry, and we would appreciate it if you were to join the sword, if you were to come with us. How about that? Could perhaps get some info on your target.
He'll kind of nod his head. And that is what I was planning on doing. Plus, it's a Tremere Chantry. Who knows what kind of books they have there?
I will add this, just for clarity's sake. Once you join, it's not possible to leave. You'll be with us, and we'll be with you.
Marash just kind of thinks of all the Sabat members who have joined the Camarilla. Just kind of nods.
That's propaganda. What are you talking about? You lie.
You know what? No, because Ash is this or not at Jesus Christ.
Ooh, you can all your other characters now.
Right? I don't know what's going on. Rash is this kind of asshole. He totally is. He'll just kind of look and he'll say, "So, if it's for life, then what about those, like the Zamisi, Anti-Tribu, and all the others who have gone back to the Camarilla.
Whoa. Okay, hang on.
Or not
It's
the
important.
Anti-Tribu, that's right. They don't
Okay,
have those.
Zorana was gonna go on a speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because Kim, I will put out Le Sombre anti-tribu exist in very small numbers, but Tremere anti-tribu do not exist.
I didn't say Tremere.
Sorry,
Yeah, I know they don't. Like, look, y'all know I'm getting every fucking thing mixed up. I quickly corrected myself. Thank you.
I got you.
Okay, we love you.
I was hoping you'd say Zamisi anti-tribute so I could be like, excuse you, Rash.
Yeah, they don't have those. I'm very tired, and I'm getting like everything fucking mixed up.
No,
No
it's cool.
worries.
Point is there. He'll pretty much just say, "What about those who joined the Camarilla?"
Lost lambs, one and all.
I'll always remember where home is.
Hopefully they find the light once again.
Just nod.
It sounds like you could say the sword is very much a united community.
Well.
In comparison to the others.
If you say so.
Wade's gonna walk over to the counter, reach down and grab a very large, well, not a very large, just like a bowl, and walk back to the gathered group. If you need some time to think about it, I suggest you do it quickly.
Since, unfortunately, by the end of the month, it's not going to be us that places this test in front of you.
But what we can do is help you every step along the way, should you have need of it. Kim, you're muted.
One moment, sister is in my room. I will be back.
Oh, all good. We can have a side conversation. And she'll.
I will point out because I can do things like this. Haha, being girls is great. Children. There is a. I wouldn't quite call it a knocking, more so a hammering on the door that the Nosferatu left about 10 minutes ago.
At least someone cares to knock. And Zorana will approach and answer the door.
You will see this fine-looking gentleman standing outside, dressed exactly as he is shown here.
Is this the homeboy from earlier, or is this a different dude?
Completely different person.
All right. Does he have the G?
No, he does not have the G.
All right.
If anyone has intellect politics, they can roll it.
I'll give it a whirl. Looks kind of like Kit Harington.
Does a little bit.
I do have politics.
Interestingly, out of character, the picture is of a Giovanni, but he is not a Giovanni.
Okay, that's fun.
I know exactly who that picture is of.
Who is that picture of, then?
It's John Burke's Giovanni.
I've got 3 successes if the diff was standard.
Max, you've just killed my want for this character to for the picture.
I'm sorry, dude. That's the way it is.
What the?
Yeah, we on
Max
fire.
knows his shit.
It's going to be a threshold 2 successes, so get 2 or more successes. Finger guns.
I've got 4.
Got 3.
All right. This gentleman goes by the name of Xavier Rathhelm. He is a paladin in the service of the Archbishop. He is a member of Clan La Sombra.
Okay, okay. How would one refer to a paladin? You said paladin, right?
Yes, Sir is generally their default title, like a knightly kind of Sir.
Okay, makes sense.
So it'd be Sir Rathhelm.
Okay. How may I be of service to you tonight, Sir Rathhelm?
I see my reputation precedes me. I will not trouble you long, but may I step inside?
Of course.
Thank you. He will step inside. You'll hear the click of his cane.
Do you
And he will
require any refreshments, any...
I will take a glass of water if one is offered.
Looks on over to Lola, who I figure we have some bottles of water somewhere.
I
Lola
was
already. Sorry.
I was going to say, is Lola acting as the abbot?
I guess. I don't.
We haven't really
Lola's kind
said.
of whatever they need her to be.
We haven't decided yet on who the abbot is.
For the record, the abbot is basically the person who takes care of the communal haven. That's their big job. But he will wait and he will wait until a glass of water is presented.
Evian poured into a nice glass.
Okay. He will take a sip. He will place the water down and he will take out a handkerchief, and you'll see him absent-mindedly rub the handkerchief over his hands, and he'll say, "I'm here to inform you as to a new Credus Dictae that has been implemented by Her Grace the Archbishop as it pertains to all pacts within the city. Are you able and willing to hear this Prodorus Dictae?"
Yes, we are able and willing. Sir.
Excellent. The Archbishop has commanded that there will be a blood feast in order to celebrate our successful capture of the city, and proper rites will be held in order to venerate the Dark Father. Praise be his name.
Praise be
Praise be his name.
Praise be his name.
Excellent. With this in mind, all warrior pacts, for the record, they consider you all quote-unquote warrior pacts, are being tasked with the collection of the are being charged with the collection of the vitae for the evening's entertainment. So it is that we have placed the burden upon each one of you in order to collect 8 healthy specimens of I believe the phrase uttered was an agreeable quality for the feast.
I see, sir. Does this mean 8 vessels per Canite or 8 vessels per pack?
8 vessels per pack.
I see.
As we've made it clear, they are to be of a suitable lineage. And frankly, we have had far too many individuals thinking that it is socially acceptable at high functions to drink from the blood of ne'er-do-wells, malcontents, and those who populate the streets. And if they are to be presented to the Archbishop, that is not acceptable.
This is well understood, then. May we know when the blood feast is occurring, then?
By all means. He will flick out of his pocket a cell phone, and you'll see him thumb down the cell phone, thumb down the cell phone, thumb down the cell phone, and he'll say, "The blood feast has been scheduled to take place on the day of, the Feast of the Amber Fang, which is due to be in 5 days' time."
5 days.
5 days.
And it seems we have a new priority.
Indeed. We will also be giving Her Grace... Sorry, one second. Her Grace Archbishop de Valache has also said that she will be granting a number of indulgences to the individuals who present her with the finest, richest, and most suitable fare for the evening.
A good way to introduce competition between the packs already.
His eyebrow will raise ever so slightly, and he will say, "Are you intimating that Her Grace is attempting to foster some semblance of animosity?"
Of course not. I was intimating that all the packs, even now that the city has been delivered to the Sword of Cain, must be kept in the greatest of conditions at all time. As such, a healthy competition for everybody involved will be a most suitable and, quite frankly, a great way to start this long chain of events.
You'll see him continuing to flick through his phone, and he'll say, "You, I assume, are the pack priest, Wade. Do you pronounce it Madigan, or how do you pronounce his last name?"
Madigan.
Madigan. Wade Madigan. Am I correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Excellent. My brother Paladin, Sir Daenerys, speaks rather highly of you.
I'm honored.
Now then, I have delivered my message. You will see that the Archbishop's will is carried out. I would also say that due to your leanings, there is a... You'll see him wrinkle his nose in a very human-like gesture. And he'll say, "There is a group of Cainites in the city who have been stirring up who've been stirring up sentiment that we would rather see placed where it belongs. They are openly flouting various different open-ended decrees that they feel should be taken in a way that we disagree with. I believe they call themselves the ICOA. We would rather that they not win this competition, frankly. Or rather, I would rather.
I see. That would be a great shame.
Indeed. Now that
Look to Zorana with a very wide smile.
Yeah, Zorana has plans. Zorana has plans.
he will extend his hand to Zorana.
Yep. Zorana will take the handshake.
He's not going to shake it. He will kiss her just above the knuckle bone on her ring finger of the hand offered. And he will say,
He just became a favorite.
"I thank you, my lady, for your hospitality of the evening."
And you grace me with yours, sir. Please, have a good
If you will excuse me, I have many more packs to visit before the morning. Oh, how interesting. Is Kim back yet, or is Kim still AFK?
I'm here.
How interesting. You're the entity in the box.
Ha. Yes.
Very interesting. I do beg your pardon, but I must admit that there were several voices in the bishopric council that wanted you staked and sent out to meet the sun. I'm glad that they didn't win out.
Yep. So am I.
Existence. It's rather an addiction, wouldn't you agree?
Not even that. It's just next life seems kind of dull if we even go there.
He will, at that point, bow once again, ever so slightly, bow the head before he will turn and depart. Hashtag Evan deceiving plot. Oh, that delicious thing called plot.
See, that is how you honor hospitality.
It is just very simple. Although, seems we have a new priority at the moment.
Yes.
Stocking,
5 days.
stocking vessels for this feast may be a good introduction. If I remember correctly, Rash, you've been existing in a pit, yes?
That is correct.
You might be a little bit rusty in active hunting in the real world. Containment rather than slaughter.
I'm gonna lift up a hand and wiggle it slightly.
I love this fucking hand.
Containment rather than slaughter. We don't want to bruise the merchandise.
If
Just because I eat those that I capture does not mean that I always have. As I said, sometimes rituals require living people.
So you'll be a very good help.
if I might ask, Rash, what powers of the blood do you currently possess?
Dominate, Auspex, Necromancy, 2 paths.
If you would be so kind, we likely use your mastery of dominate.
I would not call it a mastery. I've not had to use it in quite some time, but I can try.
We'll need to find someplace good. Some good types. I imagine.
Maybe those
Taurus.
are good there, but not that will be missed too much.
Yes, Taurus would be quite a bit of risk. It would draw quite too much attention.
Perhaps picking off random. Well, we do have some neighborhoods in the nearby space that are slowly being overtaken by those of prominent wealth.
We'll have to do some looking.
Gentrification can be very dangerous, don't you know?
We have to do some looking before we actually extrapolate the vessels. Since, well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm all up for buttering up to whoever's in charge.
If you guys wish to make me an intelligence vampire lore with a threshold of 5 successes, you may.
Damn, 5 successes.
That's a whole lot of successes.
I don't
You know
even
what's
think
great?
I have
Will-
vampire
will-
lore.
Willpower is great. All of the vampires in my game have vampire lore 2 and Sabat lore 2, mostly because I don't know if Brett put them on your sheet, but I've given them to everybody else, along with some other sprinkling of other lores.
Okay, I'll just write that in. Vampire lore and Sabat lore too.
Mhm.
Oh,
What
shit.
Did you get it, Tim?
Just barely. I forgot to add an inspec.
I only got Sabat 1.
That's because
Okay,
they
it's
don't
fairly-
out of a box.
It's fairly obvious that scholarly is my inspec.
Mm-hmm.
I normally
That's-
don't like to do this, but that's going to be what it is.
I'm fine with that, don't worry. Yes, it would.
What are we rolling anyway?
Intelligence vampire.
But I've got
Intelligence K-Night lore, guys. Come on.
I think to point out, fuck you, it's much easier for me to write vampire lore in a sheet. Go fuck yourself. Hi, Tim. Because you did something I didn't think anyone would do. The
Well, I got-
Archbishop has.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
The Archbishop has a feeding preference.
Ooh, I got good burns too.
bitchin'.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes.
Oh, shit.
Well, motherfucker.
Nova has
The-
intelligence 4.
The Archbishop has a very specific feeding preference. She can only feed from twins when one twin has died.
Ah, all right.
Okay.
Noted.
So I was going to say, so you theorize, okay, it might be difficult to find 8 sets of twins, or rather 8 people who have been twins, but you theorize that you might be able to get quality over quantity.
So if we get 1 or 2,
Oh, please shout out with the group. I have a great idea.
yeah, no.
Whoa.
I was going to say, the reason you remember hearing this months ago as somebody making a comment that they had to constantly find her specific victims because she had very specific tastes.
If I may, Doctress, I have an idea.
I think we'll go.
Words that have been. The Archbishop has a particular taste, a very hard to find taste. But if we do our research enough, we can probably find her morsels that she'll actually appreciate.
Yes. It'll be difficult to find so many twins, but if we find at least a couple.
A couple that one has died.
Wait,
Yes.
are you saying the Archbishop likes the feet of twins?
When one has died beforehand. So a twin with the missing half.
Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that human emotion elevates the taste of vitae? And when in heightened states of emotions, stronger tastes arrive.
Do you theorize perhaps bringing a set of twins and having one slaughtered in front of the other?
Yes. Right
That would be
before the
such a
Archbishop.
treat. That would be such a treat.
How
If
much
anything,
humanity does Lola have?
not enough.
I got 5.
Wow. Oh, hang on. There are people in my game who aren't on path. Looks at you all judgmentally.
Hey, I told you what my plan was because I couldn't decide on path because I'm indecisive.
So
CC Humanity 6.
Yes, Max.
I have a question. Wade just
Yes.
proposed something completely and utterly inhuman.
Yes.
If people were to agree with this plan, would they would essentially agree to planned violation of human beings? That's humanity too, Sin.
Yes, it is. Please give me a degradation roll, which I believe is conscience. Yes, it is conscience.
Yep, it's conscience.
Conscience and just straight up conscience?
It's just straight up conscience, and I believe it is difficulty 8 on a conscience roll. It's either 7 or 8.
Ha! Failed.
Oh well. And it begins.
Nah, Lola's good.
You feel the cold, that coldness of the grave, that beast that rides within you, and something from your heart of hearts ebbs away as it is torn asunder in the maw of the beast.
Lola's
But
got
Lola
one. Lola's got a
succeeded
10.
in her conscious check, so that means she.
Hi, Lola. You feel dreadful.
This is fucked up.
Damn it. But she also wants to continue living
I mean,
and
life
being
is
in
somewhat.
the good graces. Yes, she can compartmentalize.
The paladin literally just said that existence is an addiction. So, alrighty. So, Zorana smiles, claps her hands, and says, "It looks like we have a plan then. I can have some local birds go and do a bit of searching. It may not be too much, but it's a start."
I can play in some of the local bars. Gather some attention.
I can ask some of the wraiths around, see if any of them are a twin, if they have a twin alive.
Oh, that would be fascinating. So, Rash, do you join the sword then?
Yes.
Excellent!
The smile.
Wonderful.
Wade will take a knife out of his pocket and slash his own arm open and bleed into this cup. That is a lot bigger, obviously. And will pass it to Zarana.
And what Zorana is going to do? How would she do this? It should be something. It should be something that she does routinely. Okay. Since this is something I'm probably only going to do in scenes with y'all, let me know if this is too much.
Sure.
If it's something that's not okay with you, please let me know. She's going to slit her wrists, her left wrist upward. Much in the same way that someone that is committing suicide would.
All right.
Nice.
Effective.
If anyone is not okay with that, please let me know, and I will make that something far less edgy.
I'm good.
Perfectly fine with me. Are you
Okay.
okay, Kim?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. And I'm
To
guessing
whom-
Serrano will pass it to. Oh, no, never mind.
It's the priest that passed it around. So
Yeah.
Wade will ask for the cup back and kind of just like, and then we'll hand it over to Lola.
Lola will take her knife and kind of stab in the palmate of her hand in a spiral, which collects more blood, kind of have it drip over. And pass it back to Wade.
And Wade will then very carefully, but ever so flamboyantly, approach Resh and hold it in front of him. This Resh, this is what binds us together. This is what makes us brothers and sisters and comrades in arms. This is what we will use to protect ourselves from others and to shield us from those without. We've put ours into this. We've put our vitae in here. So I would like to ask you to put yours in here as well.
As he's talking, Rash is just gonna he's he's going to bite down on his wrists, right where the tendons are, and you can see all those lovely, lovely little veins.
I just used to point out, technically because of your teeth, that you're going to do ag damage to yourself.
Oh, you are ruling it as ag damage?
Yes.
I fucking asked you the other day, and you were like, I gotta see. Okay.
I did read the thing about that. I'll tell you in a minute, though. All right, Evan.
Was there an actual ruling given on that?
Well, okay. The thing is, it doesn't apply to Nagaraja, but it's for all vampires. There's a difference between a kiss bite, which is a bite meant to gain to feed, and a bite that's meant to do harm. The Nagaraja plan weakness, it's specified like when it says like, it does lethal damage and all that, it implies that that's just for like feeding. But if she were to attack, then yes, she would do ag.
Continue.
Attack Nagaraja. Everybody else was doing like a random ass edgy shit. I just wanted to add my little part in there.
Oh, you can
No,
do it.
edgy is
But you have to
good.
take ag damage to do it.
I don't want to take ag damage though.
You can just take a knife and jam it into your own hand.
I mean, I can do something really weird.
He'll just
Oh man.
As he's talking, he'll just take the knife and like slice his wrist and pour it out into the cup.
And Wade's eyes were lit up ever so slowly. The vitae slowly drips, drips, and drips. He takes the cup away, does a little dance.
He's always dancing.
I hereby say, praise him. Praising him in his name, all hail the mighty Cain. Praise be Cain, and pass around the ammunition. And he takes a sip. Let us drink in his glory. Let us combine our mights, our souls, our unbeating hearts. Let it pass around. Let it go round and round. And he gives it to Zorana.
Praise Cain. And yeah, she gonna drink that motherfucking chalice.
Let it be passed around, round and round. Give it to Lola.
We praise King. Sip from the cup, the bowl, and give it back.
Let it be passed around, round and round. He gives it to Resh.
Crash will just shrug and take a sip.
And then the Volvery exists! Yay!
89, get it.
Yay!
Yes.
It is done. We will teach you all we know. And we will help you as best as we can in your quests. But we are brothers and sisters now. Well, that was the fun time of the night. Let's go collect some bodies, guys. Let's go.
Yes.
We're gonna go
Also,
shopping.
Rash, if you can give me a list of your ritual components, we can go ahead and get those while we're out.
Honestly, most of them can be collected in a graveyard.
Trip to the graveyard.
On the right side, you guys are bot, so God knows you have shovels.
Oh, yeah, we have shovels.
That's the thing, I don't actually need most things from a corpse. It's like, I need shit like a pinch of graveyard soil from a freshly created grave. I need, like, the chip off of a freaking tombstone. Then I need, like, dust from a tombstone and all this crazy shit. And then I need, like, air...
Edgelord,
like,
basically.
fungus. Yeah, I need, like, fungus, too, and then you guys can all see across the shroud with me.
Let's go.
Also,
Lola's gonna go get the shopping bags. And nice
Yep.
burlap sacks. Totally eco-friendly.
and Zorana's gonna clap her hands. Come on, boys, let's go. And the dogs come on out.
Puppy!
Wagging tails.
I choose to point out that if you ever get Protean 3, body armory plus ghoul dogs equal hilarity for all involved.
Oh, God. I got plans.
Sweet. And then the pack went shopping.
Yes, Max, we get that you're doing the Messiah pose.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and hopefully you're above 18. Thank you so much for watching the scene. We're happy to have you. Hit the button.